Good morning, peeps. I'm a little slight problem here on the desk area. Don't mind all the stuff in the background. You can see more stuff because the house is getting rearranged. How's everyone doing today? Hope everyone's doing well. I'm tired. I've been staying up too late. My nephew Tyler and I has been trying to catch up on some TV programs we haven't seen for a while, and last night we didn't stay up late, but because I've been staying up past few nights, it's hitting me. I'm getting old. This is what happens. It's not like in my late teens, early 20s where I could stay up all night. Today I'm going to be talking about weight. A lot of people that know me are like, wow, you're a strong woman. You have a lot of confidence. You know, stuff like that. Excuse me. I'm sorry if that's loud. I'm not trying to hack in your ears really loud. This is what it comes down to. I was never raised to have insecurities. I wasn't raised to be so judgmental against myself. I grew up very poor. We were on a welfare system. My mom got monthly checks. My dad, thank God now, is recovered, but was an alcoholic at the time, so he didn't pay his child support sometimes. So I remember getting monthly checks from the government. I remember getting food stamps back in the old paper, dollar phases. And so my clothes didn't match sometimes. A lot of times I'd get hand-me-downs from my brother. And I just always was determined that no matter what happened, that I just liked myself. I have an awesome mom. I had awesome grandparents. Both of them are passed away, both sides of my grandparents. But through all that, I just have been somebody that never really had insecurities like that. I can only remember 2 times maybe in my life, and I'm in my 40s, that I did have insecurities. And I just want to throw out there some encouragement that it's a lot in your mentality. Obviously, I'm not the best looking woman, and I'm very overweight. Obviously, I mean, some things are obvious, but it doesn't bother me. The thing about my weight that does bother me, and I talked to my best friend about this a little while ago, is I talked to my sister-in-law down here about it, is I want to see my niece and nephews grow up and what they're going to do with their lives and get married and have kids of their own. Like this summer, I've got a cousin who I love dearly, like a nephew. Is how I look at him, not a cousin, because it seems like cousin's more distant maybe than a nephew, but he's not, and I really appreciate him. And him and his girlfriend are getting married, his fiance, and one of my nieces is getting married this summer too, so I'm super stoked. I'm actually speaking at my cousin's wedding, so I'm excited. But getting back on the weight, I've always been a bigger girl. I've never, I don't think I was really fat in school, but I was pretty stocky. My mom says we're husky. I don't know if that's any better than stocky or fat, but whatever, it is what it is. I have a choice. I could choose to quit being lazy and start exercising. I can choose to give up my Pepsi. This is so hard. Hold on a minute. Let me tell you. But I just don't have that desire right now in my life. It's getting stronger though, because I do want to see, like I said earlier, my niece and nephews and stuff grow up and their kids. I love them all dearly. I'm very close. I have, last time I think, 28 niece and nephews, and boys were all in our family. So I probably have 20 nephews and 8 nieces. There's so many boys, which is cool because I'm kind of tomboyish. No, I think I am tomboyish. I love sports. But I would say we need to get our mentalities to raise our children, those around us, that they're beautiful. God definitely did not make us all the same. We're all different. Even some of us that look the same or might have the same body types or body structure or frames, we're not near the same. Our personalities may be different, our hair color, our eye color, our noses, our mouth. So we definitely need to get into today's society of quit looking at what's on social media, in the magazines so much, and comparing yourself to that. That's not who I am. It's not something my mom put into me to be like that. It's just how I am. But I do that to my niece and nephews now. Like, my best friend, I consider her kids my niece and nephews. And when her second oldest was born, um, well, that's another story. But her first child, but their second child, uh, I just always told her, "You're the most beautiful black girl in the whole world." Because where we're from, there's like no black people. They're just not there. Not by choice. It's just such a small community. I think our town is 2,500, and that's really small. You blink and you can like go through the town that's next to us without even knowing you went through it. So I just always have encouraged all. Then she ended up having two daughters and two sons, and they have an older daughter, but together, my brother-in-law and sister had, or best friend and her husband have two daughters together and two sons together. And always they were told, "You're the most handsome boys. You're the most beautiful girls." And, my niece got picked on at school. A girl threw her up against the wall. It was a brown building. I remember this because it just killed me. It slayed me. And it was at a football game, and the girl told my niece, "Oh, look, you're the same color as the wall," because it was brown, and just was being very mean and obviously racist against my niece. And you know what? When my best friend called me, I went right over to the house and to be there for my niece and talk to her. And you know what she said? "You know what, Aunt Kelly? That doesn't matter." And she was 10 at the time. And I was like, wow. The positivity of our words into these children are it's what is making them who they are. And because she knows who she is, that the hate and discrimination and racism from other people, it's not going to affect her. Now, it hurt her feelings, but it didn't stay with her. The next day, she's like completely fine with it. She's like, "Yeah, she was cussing at me and talking about my skin and da-da-da." And I'm like, "Well, how do you feel about that?" "Well, what'd you say, Aunt Kelly? I'm the most beautiful black woman in the whole world." And that's her attitude. And I remember another time she got made fun of because of her color. And I was like just devastated. And I was like, went over there again, and how are you? And she's like, "I'm fine, Aunt Kelly. You told me. You told me I'm the most beautiful black girl in the whole world." And it's just the way we speak. Basically, being a Christian, we're taught to speak life. I was like this before as a Christian. I didn't really have the low self-esteem. I didn't really, experience that till later in my life, which is ironic. But it's the way we speak to our young ones and those around us. I take very, very strongly the fact of how I am, how I talk, and how I act around my niece and nephews. I truly try to set a great example to them. I want them to be great young men and women. I want them to be nice and loving and caring. I want them to be proud of me, and I want to be proud of them. I take it, it talks about it takes a village to raise a child. I take that in such high esteem. I can't even explain it. I treat these kids like they're my own. Every single one of them. I love them dearly. I could sit and talk all day about them, but, I'm already at almost 9 minutes. Holy crap, I talk a lot. But I truly think that we need to get our mentalities to the fact of loving ourselves. Figure out what it is we don't love about ourselves and decide if we're going to be willing to change it. And not make it stinking stuff that is just not worth wasting 2 cents on. Be true with yourself. Sit down and make a list if you need to make a list. Find out what it is you don't like about yourself and decide if you're going to change it. If it's your weight, change it. Eat better. Exercise. Stay off the pop. If it's your hair, there's so many things to do to fix it. Your complexion, they have so many makeups now. Your eyesight, get laser. There's so many things. Like it's not an excuse anymore to sit around and do nothing. Really, it's not. It's not. So I encourage you, do something about it. If you need to talk to me, I will definitely try to speak life into you. I'll definitely try to be positive. But be mindful that you're the one that decides who you are. You're the one that determines who you are. You're the one that determines if you listen to the negativity, the hate, and the junk, or not. You're the one that decides who you surround yourself with, what you watch, what you hear. You're the one that decides ultimately how you look and how you love yourself. You truly have to love yourself. If you have past mistakes you can't get over, you need to learn how to forgive yourself and forgive those that have hurt you. It's not easy at times. I've been molested. I understand that. I've been married. I've been divorced. I've been cheated on. There's so many things I could sit here and say that have been so negative in my life, but I am the one that determines it, because letting something else hold on to me in such a negative way is giving them the victory and not me the victory, and I deserve the victory. Oh, look at that sad face. Trade your sorrows for joy. Can you see that? So be mindful of these things. You are the one. Remember that. Don't let anyone dictate your next step, your next anything, your next job you take, your next outfit you buy, unless you want them to. Then it's controlling. And you know what? You deserve better than that, and I just hope the best for you. And I hope you understand who you really are, because you deserve it. Everyone deserves to know who they truly are and be the best that they can be. That's what it comes down to. I hope you all have a good day. God bless.